Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Lexus LS500. Huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing the sedan for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description below. This LS is finished off in manganese luster. They have an MSRP of right around $80,000. And underneath the hood, this is powered by the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6 that is paired to the 10-speed automatic. It pumps out 416 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent to the rear wheels, propelling this 4,600-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. It has a top speed of 136 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 21.7 gallons. You'll expect to see around 18 miles per gallon in the city, 29 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 123 inches. Its overall length is 206.1. It has a width of 74.8, a height of 57.5, and its ground clearance measures in at 5.4 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, coming to the front, you'll notice a lot of chrome for this model, just to give it more of that luxury vibe. It has the hourglass design to it. There's also the forward sensor, which is the Lexus badge. There's parking sensors up front, and a really nice design for the rest of that grille. Now, this is also equipped with LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals. There's also more inlets in the lower section there, and then some very nice lines that come down the hood, going all the way to the middle section of that grille. So it definitely has a great, sleek front end look to it. And then as we work our way to the side, you'll notice a very nice set of multi-spoke wheels. Matching this nicely with the rest of this chrome, you'll notice there's more chrome in the lower section of the bumper, and then it works its way down the side skirts here. There's also a little bit of chrome on the side mirrors that have the turn signal integrated into them. More chrome surrounding all the window trim, and then there's a sunroof up top. There's some nice lines that run down the side just to give it more of that elegant look. A nice crisp line above the door handles, and then some definition running in the lower section. There's also another line that comes all the way to the taillights in the back, where we have the Lexus badge. There's a backup camera, all the sensors, LEDs for the taillights, and then there's some more chrome for the exhaust surrounds on both sides. Now, you can use the button on the key fob, or up underneath there is a button to open up the trunk. It's over on this right side here where we have the power operation for that. And then with the size of this trunk space, there's quite a lot. There's also some tie down hooks so you can place items in as needed. And then you can't fold down the back seats, but you still get a lot of space in the back. And then up top, you can just push on this one button. There's also a grab handle if you need to use that over on that right side. Now, as we work our way to the interior, you'll notice there's more chrome on the door handles, where you can also lock and unlock this with all 4 door handles. This interior has a very nice look. There's the Alcantara along with all of the leather, really nice stitching design. There's some wood paneling for the trim accent there, more storage down in the lower section, and then the grab handle on this floating design for that armrest where the window control is. There's also a really nice set of back seats with all the leather and stitching. And then at 5'10", hopping into the back, I do have a good bit of space. There's storage pockets where you can place some items. You have air vents along with an auxiliary. As far as headroom goes, I have about a ½ inch or so I can sit upright here. We have some nice bolstering support too, just to make you that much more comfortable. Now, right in the middle, you can pull down this entire armrest, where you do get a lot of space in the back section. And then it looks like you have a sunshade adjustment. You can even mess with that passenger front seat when you have this vehicle turned on. There's also cup holders as well. So really nice to see those adjustments just to get a little bit more comfy in the back. There's also some mirrors that you can fold down, so that way you can make sure you're ready to go for your day, and you have a very nice place to get ready. Now, up front, you'll notice there's memory seating adjustments. There's also all the window controls, side mirror adjustments too, more storage in that lower section, and then all of the automatic adjustments for these front seats, which have a great look to them. And then super low sedan, so it's easy to get into, where we have the solid leather steering wheel. There's also paddle shifters too. But let's start this up, where you'll notice on the right side, we have all the cruise, distance pacing, you have mode and tuning, along with your lane keeping assist. On the left side, there's volume, Bluetooth, and voice commands, and then you have these arrows to go through the digital gauge cluster. So if I start scrolling with these arrows here, you'll notice that we can go through 1, 2, and 3. So this is how you can actually go through and configure what you'd like to see on the left, in the center, and on the right. So just by holding on OK, you can go through all of these and scroll through what you would like to see on each one and for each page. So it's very nice to be able to do that, just to have all of your presets ready to go. Now on this left side, there's a head-up display control, so you can use that to turn it on and to shut it off, depending on if you would like to see that. There's also your fuel cap and trunk release, a little bit of storage where you can place some smaller items. Really cool design underneath the one air vent there. And then there's also adjustments on both sides of the gauge cluster here. We have a snow mode as well as traction control on the left side, so you can turn that on and off. And then you have different driving modes on the right side. So just twist on this dial and you can go through the 3 or 4 different modes. You do have Sport S Plus that you can put the vehicle into as well. And then for the infotainment system, there's a clock on the left side. And then for the rest of this information, it's pretty simple to go through. You do have some climate adjustments you can look at, as well as comfort for your seats. So you have heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel as well. A few more seat adjustments that you can get into as needed. And then general settings to set this up the way that you would like to. Underneath that, there's more air vents. You have power volume and tuning. There's also the e-brake. You have a readout for your temperature, all of your AC adjustments, along with some radio controls. There's also this control right here, which is a shortcut to your seat adjustments. You have some auxiliaries, auto hold. There's also 2 cup holders. When you hide that away, you have all this beautiful wood trim. And then with the shifter, let's push it to the left and up. That is for reverse. So there's the backup camera with the guidelines. Drive is going to be over and down. If you go 1 back, that is for manual, and then park is located on the left. You also have all of the physical buttons for your heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. There's a sunshade too that you can push on to activate. And then you can also open up the center armrest where you do have wireless charging tucked away nicely, and then you have a lot of space in the middle. There's also plenty of room in the glove box. And then up top, you have garage door buttons with your rear view mirror, and then you have a sunglass holder as well. This also has a sunroof, so there's the manual adjusting sunshade, and then the adjustments up top for the sunroof itself. And then as far as visibility goes, it's very easy to see all around. It's a long vehicle, but there's also a lot of glass too. As we set up now behind the wheel for the LS500, I think this is the first time I've been behind the wheel for this model. I drive a lot of IS, ES models, LC models. This LS is a little bit different. It's a lot longer of a sedan. This is something that's kind of like that next step in luxury for Lexus. Lexus is a luxury brand. It's not the most luxurious brand, but with this LS model, I can see this rivaling some other longer sedans where you have a little bit more space in the back. You have those mirrors to drop down there. You have some adjustments for the front seats to get a little bit more legroom if you need it. And so you have something that is a little bit more on that luxury side. Maybe you want to be driven around in this car for under $100,000. It's a very nice luxury focused sedan. You have quite a lot that you can go through. I like that with Lexus, you don't have an overkill of buttons. So everything's laid out well. It is more simple, even though you get that luxury vibe and that luxury drive, but you have a little bit more simple technology, which a lot of people who are buying Lexuses do prefer to have. Now, as far as the performance goes for this model, we give it a little bit of gas, just in normal mode, and we have a good bit of an acceleration. This is a very similar engine that you can find in the Tundra with the 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. So if you're looking for a vehicle that gives you a lot of power, this is a very healthy engine. And if we put it into Sport Plus now, we can also use the paddle shifters here. This is impressive. You can also opt to get this model with the F Sport package. So you can get a little bit different of the suspension, get some different wheels. You can get something that's going to handle, I'd say, a little bit better. The suspension obviously will change some of the driving characteristics, but even with more of the base model here, this is a nice vehicle. I like the power that this has. You wouldn't really expect that either from a longer vehicle like this. But it's definitely very nice. It drives super smooth, it's very comfortable. Seats are in a good spot too. And we're still in Sport S Plus, second gear. Here we go. With a mild acceleration, This is quick. Paddle shifters are also very responsive too, which I like to see from a vehicle that's not really that kind of performance style vehicle. It's nice to see that you can have a little bit of fun behind the wheel of this LS500. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel and what it's like to drive a very luxury vibe for this interior with its simplicity too. But even the addition of the analog clock there just gives you some of that luxury vibe that a lot of more expensive vehicles have, like Bentley, Aston Martin, some of their four-door vehicles. Obviously that is on a whole different playing field, but for $80,000 you can get something that to me is just as nice. You know, this is something that kind of slides under the radar. It's a Lexus, but it's a nice vehicle too. It's something that you are going to be able to drive for several years. This is a reliable brand. So if you're looking for a vehicle that's 10 plus years, you are going to be able to rack up the miles behind this for sure. But it's so quiet. It's a very nice ride, even with the base suspension here. And you have plenty of space too. I do wish the back seats could fold down, which would be nice to see, making it a little bit more practical, but you have a large trunk in the back there, and you have a sedan that is going to be very nice if this is what you are looking for. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2024 Lexus LS500. Once again, huge shout out to 704 Exotics for providing this vehicle for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.